Welcome to the third video in the video series Ancient Indian Wisdom, Practical Spirituality. In this video, I'm going to share with you the concept of Bhakti, which roughly translates to devotion. And it's not what you think it is. So stay tuned. Hello, I'm Manasi Kakade, and I serve as a mentor for Bridgewalker coaches and healers. Bridgewalkers are analytical, critical thinkers who are also fascinated by spirituality and woo-woo stuff. I help Bridgewalkers express their dharma fully and freely through their business. In this video, I'm going to share with you a concept that will help you relieve the stress that you may feel if you always feel that I have to perform at a high level, I have to be the master at my craft. It will also give you a different perspective on how to look at your work so that you can get more and more into the flow and experience the creation with ease and with joy. Are you ready? Let's get started. This concept is of Bhakti. And Bhakti literally means devotion. So the moment you hear the word devotion, you may think of it as prayer. But devotion that I'm going to discuss today is through your work. Bhakti through art. Bhakti through your creative expression. This concept will be best explained if I share with you the story and my own experience of how I understood this concept in the first place. My husband and I, we are big fans of Indian classical music, and we regularly go to the concerts. Now, because we live in the USA, all the artists that come here to perform are top-notch artists. But we observed a certain response that we get to some artists versus the others. Now, we are not talking about mediocre artists here. We are talking about somebody who has mastered their craft. They have put in the sadhana that I talked about in the last video. So there is no question of whether they are good at what they do or not. These people are phenomenal. But there is a difference between the response that is generated in my body to some artists that are considered maestros. Now, one thing you should know about Indian classical music is that the music is created on the spot. It's not like you're reading music from somewhere. Whether you're a singer, instrumentalist, or even the dancers, you have a certain structure that you follow. The structure is created through the notes, through the rhythm. You follow a certain structure, but what you create is on the spot. Even in case of dancers, there are some dances that are choreographed, but there is always room to show spontaneous creativity. And usually, if the top-notch artists are coming, they create on the spot. What that means is, even if you go to this concert of the same artist, and they're singing the same basic structure song, it's not going to be the same experience because every time they create different music. For the longest time, I had wondered what makes an art the one that touches another soul, the one that touches your heart. You may not be able to define it, but that's the difference between the greatest artists and maestros. That's the difference between your masterful creations and your great creations. What is that difference? And I understood that difference last year when I was in a concert of Pandit Jasraj. Pandit Jasraj is an Indian singer, and he sings Hindustani classical music. He's about 90 years old and he still sings to this day. And oh my goodness, if you get a chance to attend his music and if you love Hindustani classical music, then please go watch him. Anyway, so last year I was in his concert. After singing for about an hour or so, he received a compliment from an audience member, and this member just said it in the auditorium, and he said, or they, I don't know, he or she, they said, I'm thinking in Hindi, or in which the compliment was in Hindi, and I'm having a hard time translating it, so let me just first say it in Hindi. The compliment was, आज आपके जरिए किशन जी गा रहे हैं, meaning God is singing through you today. And can you imagine touching somebody's heart to that level where they feel that they have experienced divinity through your creation, through your work, through your art? When I heard that comment, that's when I understood what was different in the music that touches your heart versus the music that comes from just a well-trained artist. Both have to be masters at it. But the one that touches your heart has the quality of divinity to it. It is an expression of the divine through that work. It's not just showing your mastery, it's expression of that divine. And here's the best part. After receiving that compliment, Pandit Jasraj ji, what he did was a gesture. And it was, let me go back and do it for you. It was something like this. It was a simple gesture, but what he was saying in that gesture, through that gesture, was, yes, I'm grateful for this divine energy that is flowing through me. I'm honored to be the vessel for this creation. And he was humble in knowing that he was co-creating. He wasn't just creating. His mastery was there, but by allowing the flow to come to him, he was co-creating with the source. And all these feelings are wrapped up in the word bhakti. Bhakti means that devotion, understanding that the work I do is bigger than me. The work, my art, my music, all of this is the way for the divine to work through me. It's an expression of my higher self, and it's an expression of the work that I'm here to do in this world. That belief, that trust, that humility, that letting go of that control of having to create everything yourself, all of that is wrapped up in the word bhakti. And especially when it is used in the context of, this is my offering to the universe. I know Sufi musicians and artists, they often use their art as a prayer. They use that as a bhakti, as a devotion to the divine. So ask yourself, if you ever feel pressured to perform at your best, you have to be the master, start getting into this state of flow where whatever you have learned so far, that work comes out of you and comes through you rather than you having to produce it. Start understanding how can you co-create with the universe while keeping the concept of bhakti in your mind. The concept that my work is the offering to the divine. I hope this video helped you look at your work from a different perspective. Yes, there is a place for sadhana, taking actions, being disciplined, and the result of that is mastery. But you also, when you have bhakti and when you combine that mastery with bhakti, what you create is the divine expression that comes out through your work. If you like this video, give me a like. In the next video, I'm going to share with you a story that I read which helped me put a wording to what I just described to you, that my work is my prayer. How did I come to that wording? That's what I'm going to share with you. And I'm 100% sure if you like this video, you are going to enjoy the next one. So subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.